Hi guys, how you doing? This is my third video about real estate, the introduction of real estate in my life, and then I'm going to talk about detail about real estate, that what real estate has done for me and how real estate has made me become what I am today. Real estate has done not only for me great things, but millions of people out there. Now my videos are entirely different than somebody else's videos. The reason it is because it's a true story. It is a story actually I lived with and I'm still living with every day. So I'm not gonna dump all the information to you that do this, do that, and then you will be successful in 15 minutes video. No, it does not happen that way, and it will never happen. So that's why my videos are different, because each video has a story, and I'm gonna honestly talk about the story and the experience I have or so far or experience I had in the past to become a real estate successful businessman and investor and also a landlord. Now in 1986, when I came to United States, there is another thing happened, or another little story happened in my life, another experience happened in my life when in 1986 I was in Portland, Oregon. I came to Portland, Oregon in 1986, and then the person I was staying with, he had some real estate, and I just did not know that he owned a couple of properties, but he did have real estate. And like I said in my previous video, that my mother planted the seed or just observing my mother, the seed got planted in my mind. And here's another introduction to real estate. This friend of mine, Mike, I was staying with him. He came to United States. He's an Indian guy. I still talk to him once in a while, and a very good man, great guy, great soul. So I shared a house with him. I advertised in the paper that I was looking for a place to stay, and Mike happened to read my ad, and he called me, and it was sometime in 1986. I would say that it was close to July or August of 1986. So Mike said, well, come over and I will show you the room if you want to rent, and then we will go from there and see if we get along, and if everything works out, then he would let me stay. And so I went and visited Mike. I liked him. The very first time I met him, the reason I liked him, because he was a simple man, very simple guy. You would not be able to tell that the guy had money. And so he told me his story. His Indian name is something different, but I can't say his Indian name in this video because I do not have his consent. But let's call him Mike, because most people called him Mike. So Mike showed me his room, and he said that, well, this is the small room you have is by 8 by 8, and it has a carpet and basically nothing, just a couple of blankets and a couple of pillows, and no furniture, no table, no chair, no nothing. And also I did not have any furniture. I was new in the country, so I really didn't have anything. All I needed actually a place to crash. And in my previous video, I talked about how homeless I was in Bombay for a very short time, and how I was partially homeless in Bombay in India for 8 years. Lived in a hotel and a motel, and that's how I survived. So having a room, even though it did not have any furniture or anything, was a big thing for me. I mean, I really didn't need anything. And when you come from very humble background, very financially not well off background, so then any little thing is basically fascinates you. And here I was in America, and he gave me a room to rent, and he said that, well, $200 per month my rent be, and we will split the utilities. And I said, Mike, that's perfectly fine. And that house was a 3-bedroom house. So anyway, so Mike, we started talking, and then I told him, Mike, that where I was from and how I ended up in Portland, Oregon. And Mike told me about his story, that how he struggled and how he was in labor in Saudi Arabia and working for an American company, and how his American boss liked him. And in 1970 sometime, I think 72 or 73, he came to United States. He told me the entire story about him, and that was a really touching story. it was as good, or you can say as bad as my story, poverty in India and all that and stuff. So anyhow, he showed me his room, and I said, okay, we will split the utilities. Then in the conversation, Mike asked me whether I could cook. So I said yes, I could cook, but my cooking was not great. So anyhow, the Mike said that if I cook, I make a breakfast and lunch and dinner for him, and then I would not have to pay any rent, and I will or take care of us and just pay half of the utilities. And so basically I became a housemaid for my Mike. I kind of did not like it and that kind of setting, but when you have to survive, you do whatever it takes. So Mike worked in the graveyard shift, night shift, so he would go to work around 11 in the evening, and then he would come home around 8 in the morning or so. And he worked for Port of Portland. He was a crane operator, not very educated guy, but his boss basically sent him to the how to operate big machineries. So he learned how to operate big cranes to lift the container from the ship and put it down and take the container and put it back on the ship. That's what he told me. So Mike would come home around 8 in the morning every day, and then I would make sure that I'm up and the house is clean and the breakfast is ready, or I would ask Mike when he gets home that what he's gonna eat. So usually he ate omelette and some couple of pieces of bread and all that. But after living with him for 2 weeks or so, then Mike started opening up and he started talking about his personal life, and also he started talking about his business life. And so Mike would come home around 8. He would just clean himself up and eat breakfast, and he will go to bed, and he would wake up around 2 in the afternoon or sometimes 3 in the afternoon, and then he would say that he would ask me whether I would go to places with him to buy, basically go to thrift store or Goodwill to buy some broken machineries or whatever he can put his hands on. He will bring them and he will put them in his garage, and on weekends he will repair the things and put an ad in the Organian and sell them. And I used to watch him there, how handy he was and how hard he worked. And every weekend he would make about $300-$500, and he will tell me that he would supplement his income. He was very thrifty, which has nothing wrong. I'm not a big spender either, even though I can spend, I can buy whatever I want to buy. But I learned from Mike and also my humble background that throwing money is not good. I'm very judicious with money. I still spend money carefully, like I said, but I can buy whatever. But anyhow, so Mike would one day he opened up a little bit more, and he said that he's in real estate. He's got a couple of rental properties. So that rang a bell. So we shared the story about, I shared the story about how my mother used to rent a room, and how she would buy groceries, and how easy it was for her to make $7 or $8 by renting a room, and how difficult it was for her to buy sewing, doing sewing for people and make $5 or $6 an entire month. And then Mike opened up, and Mike told him that how he bought his first rental house. So he took me to his rental house, and then he showed me what he does. He would cut grass, and then I would cut grass with Mike, and we clean the gutters, and then he introduced me with the tenants, and tenants they were great people. I still remember there were 2 ladies there, and they would always bring us water. But little by little I started learning about real estate. Then Mike opened up that told me how real estate has made him financially successful, even though he did not have he had just a couple of rental houses and his house where he lived in. And then whenever the ladies will call, the window screen is broken, or the door hinges are off, or whatever, washer and dryers are not working, then I would run with Mike and we will pick up the washer and dryer. And then I started noticing that what tools Mike was using, and just basically a free help. And I didn't think twice, because Mike was very gracious to me. And that's just sort of put another feather into my real estate learning, and another feather in my cap about real estate, but I really didn't think that I will become a real estate guy. And so we will fix washer and dryer. He will fix and I will assist him, and he will repair the windows and I will watch him then how he clean the carpet and how he mow the yard and how he use the different tools. And then that's how the second introduction of real estate to me. And Mike liked me very much because I never complained about anything, and I was learning everything from Mike, just basically hands-on on everything. I grew up in a city, so in the city I really didn't know much about tools or anything, because that was not my area. But when I lived with Mike, I got introduced how to use different tools and how to repair things. And then one day I told Mike that, Mike said that we're gonna paint a house. So I said, okay, we'll go and we'll paint a house. But then as soon as we started painting, then Mike got call from other tenant, and he got busy in a different rental house, and he asked me that if I would be okay to painting the house myself, and I said, oh sure, no big deal. And I just picked up the brush and ruler and started painting. Oh boy, what a horrible job I did. The paint was just basically splashed on the doors and splashed on the trim, and some paint actually got on the carpet and all that. And it was I thought that I did a great job because I never did painted the house before. But when Mike came, oh my God, what I had to hear from him. But you know, I said sorry to Mike. Well, that's how. And then Mike corrected everything, and Mike literally showed me and that, you know, the precautions one has to take to how to paint a room or how to paint a house. So that was my second introduction to real estate. So I'm gonna stop this video right here, and then we will go on to third video, and then the story will continue about how I got into real estate and how I learned about real estate. Now all these videos have a little bit of introduction, a little bit of stories. This is like I said in my previous videos, I do it for fun. And if you watch all these series I'm making, I might end up making about 10 videos about real estate, because like I said, this is my passion, and this is what I actually have done, turned my life, financial life around. And so why not make 10 videos? And like I said, that each video has a story in it, and it becomes more and more fun to watch this video. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope you subscribe my channel and tell your friends about my real estate journey and about my channel. My channel is Sharma the Man. Sharma the Man. SHARMA the Man. THEMAN. Sharma the Man. That's my YouTube channel. And you go on YouTube, type in search Sharma the Man, and I will pop up. Then you can go on my YouTube channel and watch videos. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm gonna make another video soon. Thank you again. Have a good one. Bye bye.